Have you ever been talking with her and everything just clicks? The laughter feels real, the vibe is strong. But then that one question sneaks in. Does she truly like me, or is she just being nice? That doubt can turn an exciting moment into a storm of overthinking. Suddenly, you're analyzing every word, freezing on every move, afraid of reading the situation wrong. The thought of putting yourself out there only to get that polite, crushing smile, the one that says, "Oh, you thought this was more?" can be paralyzing. That fear of rejection makes you hold back, pull away, and sometimes miss out on something great. But here's the truth. Her words aren't the whole story. While her mouth says one thing, her body may already be giving away the real answer. Attraction doesn't always scream, it whispers. And those whispers show up in subtle signals you can learn to recognize. In this video, I'll break down the 7 hidden signs a woman shows when she's genuinely attracted to you. These aren't the cliché movie moments. They're the small, unconscious, psychologically proven cues that reveal what she really feels, even if she's trying to hide it. By the end, you'll stop guessing and start knowing, with the confidence to finally see the truth behind her actions. Let's dive in. Number 1, sustained and meaningful eye contact. The first and most powerful sign is all in the eyes. We're not talking about a simple glance. We're talking about sustained, meaningful eye contact. It's a powerful form of nonverbal communication that signals interest, attention, and attraction. When a woman is drawn to you, her eyes often give her away before anything else does. We're all hardwired to look at what captivates us. But here's where most guys get it wrong. They think all eye contact is a green light. The key isn't just that she looks at you, it's how she looks at you. It all starts with duration. A normal, friendly glance lasts a second or two. It's social courtesy. But when she's attracted to you, that gaze lingers for just a beat longer than it should. It might be a 3-second stare that feels like an entire conversation happening without a single word. That prolonged eye contact is an intimate act, a silent way of saying, "I see you, and I'm curious." So let's play out a scenario. You're across a crowded room and you catch her eye. If she's just being polite, she'll probably give a quick, tight-lipped smile and look away to the side. But if she's interested, something different happens. She might hold your gaze for that extra second. And when she does look away, she'll often look down before looking back up. That downward glance is a classic, often subconscious sign of shyness mixed with attraction. If her eyes find yours again within 30 seconds, that's a huge indicator. She's checking to see if you're still looking, hoping to reconnect. In a one-on-one conversation, it's even more potent. A friend will make eye contact, but they'll also look at their phone or past your shoulder. When a woman is truly attracted, her focus will be almost entirely on you. Her gaze might even travel in a subtle triangle from one of your eyes to the other, then down to your mouth and back up again. This is a classic flirtatious gaze, an unconscious signal that she's thinking about more than just your words. There's real psychology at play here. Prolonged eye contact can release oxytocin, a hormone linked to feelings of closeness and trust. You might also notice her pupils dilate. While lighting can affect this, our pupils naturally widen when we look at something or someone we find appealing. It's a biological hit of excitement that's nearly impossible to fake. You might even spot an increased blink rate, which can be a sign of heightened emotion and nervous energy. Of course, context matters. A bartender is paid to be attentive, so her eye contact might just be good customer service, and a shy woman might be very interested, but find it hard to hold your gaze. In her case, look for the frequency of her glances. If you keep catching her sneaking peeks when she thinks you're not looking, that's a very strong sign. So how do you test this? If you notice her holding your gaze, don't look away first. Match it for a second and offer a slow, genuine smile. Her reaction tells you everything. If she smiles back warmly, you've just established a powerful, unspoken connection. If she looks away with a slight smile or that downward glance, it's often your invitation to approach. Number 2, proximity seeking and closing the distance. The second sign a woman is secretly interested is that she'll find reasons, both conscious and unconscious, to be physically close to you. This is called proximity seeking. When we're attracted to someone, our natural instinct is to close the physical gap. Think of it like a magnetic pull. At a party, you might notice she just happens to end up in your conversation circle, or she chooses a seat near you when there are plenty of other options. If you move, you might find that a few minutes later, she's also drifted in your direction. This isn't usually a calculated move. Her subconscious is often leading the way, guiding her closer to you without her having to make a big, obvious approach. Attraction often plays chess, not checkers. This becomes even clearer in direct conversation. When a woman is engaged and attracted, she'll often lean in when you're talking. This isn't just to hear you better. It's a powerful gesture of intimacy. People don't lean in toward those they feel neutral about. By shrinking the space between you, she's non-verbally saying, "I feel comfortable with you, and I want to be nearer." A key indicator here is her body's orientation. Even if she's talking to someone else, you might notice her torso and feet are angled toward you. Where our feet point, our attention wants to go. It's a subtle but reliable sign of where her focus truly is. On the flip side, if her feet are pointed toward an exit, it can be a sign she's looking for a way out of the conversation. Also, watch what she does with objects. A woman who isn't interested might keep her purse or her drink in front of her, creating a barrier. A woman who is attracted may unconsciously move those obstacles out of the way, opening a clear path for connection. Let's consider the shy girl versus the confident one. Again, a more confident woman might be direct, taking the seat right next to you. A shy woman will be more subtle. She might position herself in your line of sight or join your group, but hang back at the edge. She wants to be close, but she's afraid of being obvious. For her, the sign isn't being right next to you, but consistently being near you, orbiting your space. A great way to test this is to create a small vacuum. If you're sitting at a table, place your phone slightly closer to her side. If you're standing, take a tiny step back. If she's interested, she may unconsciously close that new gap. It's a dance, and her willingness to move into the space you create for her speaks volumes. Number 3, playful teasing and engaging banter. The third secret sign is a shift in how she talks to you. When a woman likes you, she'll often engage in light, playful teasing. This isn't mean-spirited ribbing. This is banter designed to build rapport and test the waters in a fun, low-stakes way. Psychologically, teasing is a form of emotional risk-taking. You don't playfully tease strangers you're afraid of offending. You do it with people you feel a connection with. If she teases you about your taste in music or a clumsy moment you had, she's not trying to hurt your feelings. She's creating a shared private joke and inviting you into a more intimate level of communication. It's her way of saying, "I'm comfortable enough with you to be a little cheeky, and I want to see if you can play along." This sign is powerful because it sets you apart. A woman will be polite and agreeable with most people, but the man she teases, he's the one she's paying special attention to. She might even give you a playful, slightly insulting nickname. That's not an insult, it's an endearment in disguise. She's creating a unique label for your dynamic. Pay attention to how she delivers the tease. It's almost always accompanied by a smile, a sparkle in her eyes, or a light, playful touch. The nonverbals tell you it's affection, not aggression. She might say, "You're so much trouble," while smiling and shaking her head. The words are negative, but the delivery is pure affection. This often goes hand in hand with laughing at your jokes, even the ones that aren't that funny. When we're attracted to someone, our sense of humor becomes very generous. Her laughter is a signal of approval and shows she wants the interaction to feel good. So, what's the difference between this and just friendly banter? Friendly banter is often general. Flirtatious teasing, on the other hand, is usually very specific to you. It references past conversations or unique quirks she's noticed. This shows she's been paying close attention. She's not just talking to you, she's observing you. And watch how she reacts when you tease her back. If a woman isn't interested, she might get defensive. But if she likes you, she'll almost always respond positively. She'll either laugh it off or come back with a playful jab of her own. This back and forth is the essence of flirtation. It's a verbal dance, a game you're playing together. The best way to test this If she gives you a light tease, don't get defensive. Smile and lean into it. If she says, "You're always so serious," you could reply with a grin, "Of course, I'm planning my global takeover. It requires intense concentration." A positive reaction confirms you're both on the same page, building a bond that separates you from every other guy. Number 4, open and mirrored body language. Sign number 4 is one of the most reliable indicators out there, and it's backed by science. Her body language will be open, and she will unconsciously mirror your movements. The body rarely lies, and when a woman feels comfortable and drawn to you, her posture will show it. First, let's talk about open body language. This means she avoids closed-off postures. Instead of crossing her arms tightly, her arms will be relaxed and expressive. She'll angle her torso and feet to face you. This orientation is her body's way of saying, "You have my attention." A woman is far more likely to open her body up toward a man she finds attractive. Closed-off language, like turning her shoulders away or holding a purse like a shield, is often a subconscious sign of disinterest. Now, don't misread every signal. Crossed legs can just be comfortable, and crossed arms can just mean the room is cold. That's why you have to look for a cluster of open signals, not just one in isolation. Are her arms uncrossed, her posture relaxed, and her body angled toward you? That's a powerful combination. The second part of this sign, and maybe the most fascinating, is mirroring. This is when she unconsciously mimics your body language, gestures, or even your speech patterns. It's her brain's way of building rapport and saying, "I'm like you. We're on the same wavelength." You might notice that if you lean forward on your elbows, she does the few moments later. If you take a sip of your drink, she might reach for hers right after. If you use a particular hand gesture, you might see her adopt it later. She's not doing this on purpose. It's not some manipulative act of mimicry. It's an automatic, deep-seated response that happens when someone feels a strong sense of connection. So, how do you spot this? It requires a bit of observation. During your next conversation, make a small, distinct change in your posture. For example, casually lean against a wall. Wait a minute and see if her posture changes to become more similar. Or try holding your drink in your left hand and see if she switches hands a short while later. Don't be robotic about it. The point isn't to run an experiment, but to become aware of the subtle dance of synchrony in your interactions. If you consistently notice her adopting your posture, gestures, and energy level, it's an incredibly strong indicator that she feels a powerful subconscious rapport with you. When mirroring occurs, two people in a conversation start to move like a single cohesive unit, the physical proof of an emotional connection. Number 5, spontaneous grooming and pining behaviors. Sign number 5 is fascinating because it's so instinctual. It's all about pining or grooming behaviors. When a woman is secretly attracted to you, she will subconsciously do small things to improve her appearance on the spot. This isn't vanity. It's a primal evolutionary response. She is, without thinking, trying to look her best for you. The most classic example is playing with her hair. You might notice her flipping her hair, twirling a strand around her finger, or tucking it behind her ear. This does two things. First, it's a self-soothing gesture that can calm the nervous excitement she feels around you. Second, the movement draws your eye to one of her most feminine features. It's a subconscious way of saying, "Look at me." But pining goes way beyond hair. It can include a whole range of subtle adjustments. You might catch her smoothing down her dress or shirt. She might discreetly check her reflection in her phone screen. She might adjust her necklace or play with an earring. These are reflex actions triggered by your presence. Her automatic response is to make sure she's presenting her best self. Another subtle form of this is touching her face or lips. She might lightly touch her cheek or run a finger along her lip while listening to you. This draws your attention to her features, especially her lips. You might even see her lick her lips. While it can mean they're just dry, it can also be a subconscious signal of attraction, making the lips appear shinier and more inviting. But like with all these signs, context is key. Is she fidgeting with her clothes because they're uncomfortable? Or does it only happen when you're around? Is playing with her hair a nervous habit she has with everyone? Or does it ramp up when she's talking to you? The key is the change in behavior when you appear. One of the most telling pining moments happens when she thinks you aren't looking. For instance, if she excuses herself to the restroom and comes back with a fresh coat of lipstick or her hair slightly restyled, that's a huge sign. She used that private moment to enhance her appearance specifically for her return to you. This sign is powerful because it's almost entirely unconscious. She isn't thinking, "I will now twirl my hair to make him notice me." It's her biology ticking over, broadcasting an ancient signal of interest. When you see these spontaneous grooming gestures, you're seeing a deep-seated instinct of attraction playing out right in front of you. Number 6, genuine interest in your life. Sign number 6 moves from the nonverbal to the verbal, but with a twist. It's not just that she talks to you, it's that she shows a genuine, deep-seated interest in your life. A woman who secretly likes you will want to know the real you. Beyond surface-level small talk, anyone can be friendly. A friendly person asks, "How was your weekend?" A woman who is genuinely interested will ask, "How was your weekend? Did you end up going on that hike you mentioned? How was the weather?" See the difference? The second question shows she was not only listening before, but she remembered the details. Remembering small things is a huge indicator that you occupy a special place in her thoughts. On a psychological level, this shows she's emotionally invested. We don't commit random facts about people we don't care about to memory. Our brains are selective. When a woman likes you, details about you become important. Your hobbies, your stories, your opinions, she's collecting them to build a complete picture of who you are, trying to see if you would fit into her world. Watch for the type of questions she asks. Friendly questions are general. Busy day? Deeper interest questions are personal and open-ended. She might ask about your passions. What got you into playing guitar? Or about your past. What was it like growing up in your hometown? These questions show she wants to connect on a more intimate level. Another powerful way this shows up is when she shows genuine concern. If you mention you're stressed, a friendly acquaintance might say, "Hope you feel better." A woman who is attracted to you will show more investment. "Oh no, are you getting enough rest? Is there anything I can do?" She might even follow up the next day to check in. That nurturing behavior is a strong sign of emotional attachment. In group settings, notice if she directs questions specifically to you, or if she brings up a topic she knows you're interested in, then looks to you for your opinion. It's her way of creating a private thread between you two, subtly valuing your perspective above others. The clearest test for this sign is how she treats you compared to others. If you notice a clear difference in the level of detail, follow-up, and personal depth in her conversations with you versus with other people, there's your answer. She's not just being nice. She's actively trying to understand you on a deeper level, which is a fundamental sign of romantic interest. Number 7, the touch barrier. Our final and perhaps most definitive sign is the breaking of the touch barrier. Touch is one of the most powerful ways to communicate attraction, and when a woman is interested, she will find subtle, accidental ways to make physical contact. This is a huge step because it moves the interaction from platonic to potentially romantic. It usually starts with subtle, deniable touches. She might lightly touch your arm while laughing at your joke. She might brush her hand against yours as you both reach for something. These accidental touches are a way for her to test your reaction in a low-risk way. If you respond positively, you've given her a green light. The kind of touch is what matters here. A pat on the back can be friendly, but does it linger for a fraction of a second too long? Does she make eye contact while she does it? A light touch on the forearm during a great conversation is far more intimate than a slap on the back in a group. Playful nudges or chivies are another common version of this. If she playfully hits your arm after you tease her, it's an excuse to initiate physical contact in a fun, natural way. So, how does this look in the real world? A more confident woman might be more direct, finding a reason to fix something on you, picking a piece of lint off your sweater, or straightening your collar. This gives her a legitimate reason to get into your personal space. A shy woman will be more subtle. Her touches will seem genuinely accidental. She might accidentally bump her foot against yours under the table and then smile apologetically while leaving it there for an extra moment. These are micro-invitations, little tests to see how you respond. And if she initiates a hug, pay attention. A friendly hug is often quick, but if she likes you, the hug might be tighter and last a little longer, a clear sign of comfort and a desire for closeness. It's important to look for patterns. Does she touch everyone like this? Or is this behavior reserved for you? For example, one expert tells a story of a client who thought a coworker was interested because he frequently touched her shoulder. After observing him, she realized he did it with everyone. It was just his communication style. The behavior has to be different with you. When you notice these touches, your reaction is critical. If you recoil, you're signaling disinterest. If you remain relaxed and maybe even reciprocate in a similar subtle way, like lightly touching her back as you let her pass through a doorway, you're confirming that mutual connection. A single touch can be an accident, but a pattern of accidental, lingering, and playful touches is no accident at all. It's an exploration of a physical connection, and it's one of the clearest signs she likes you as more than a friend. So, there you have it. The 7 secret signs a woman gives when she's into you. We've covered everything from a lingering gaze and closing the distance to playful teasing, mirrored movements, grooming, genuine curiosity, and breaking the touch barrier. Before we wrap up, the golden rule to remember is this: don't focus on a single sign. Look for patterns. Context is everything. One signal on its own can be misleading. She might lock eyes with you just out of politeness or brush your arm by accident. But when you notice 3, 4, or more of these signals showing up together, the message becomes crystal clear. One sign is just a clue. A cluster of them is a strong indication of real interest. Think of it like a puzzle. One piece doesn't reveal much, but as you connect more pieces, the full picture appears. For example, if she's holding your gaze, leaning closer when you talk, and playfully teasing you, that's not random. That's attraction in action. The point isn't to turn into a robot overanalyzing every movement. It's about becoming more aware, tuning into the unspoken conversation happening underneath her words. Once you understand these signals, rejection feels less scary because you're not just guessing anymore. You're reading the situation with confidence and knowing when to make your move. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What obvious signs have you noticed before? Have you ever looked back and realized she was showing interest, but you missed it? Drop your story in the comments. It might help someone else who's been in the same situation. And if this video gave you value, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more insights on attraction and connection. Stop guessing, start knowing. Thanks for watching.